then, I mean, I'm pretty sure I passed out because I was on the floor and there was a little blood like next to me, and I'm still rolling around
in a boat bathroom. Oh.
Did you make it back from Mexico, AP?
Yeah, man, I'm back, dude. I got my head. So yeah, cartels failed.
Good. Welcome back, buddy. I heard you had a little bonk to the noggin.
A little accident. Yeah, I had a little accident. I was trying to poop and hurt myself.
So you got to tell people you were fighting a swordfish.
I don't want to tell the story in front of Eric.
Like Elvis. Right?
now I want to hear it.
I heard it on Daywave yesterday.
I'm sitting here.
Wait, you heard it on Daywave?
Yeah.
You heard it on Daywave.
They were talking about it on Daywave.
Why were they talking about it on Daywave?
They were talking about it on Daywave because you were talking about it in my chat, and the second somebody mentioned that, they were like, "Oh, it's cool to talk about." All right.
Oh, somebody was talking about it on Day Live, and Daywave sacked the story. I get it.
Typical, I had breaking news on that, and then in swoops Daywave talking about it.
Right.
Actually, Daywave has a little private DM thread, and I'm in it, and I told them first because I could post pictures of my head split open in there. Those fuckers know what I look like.
No, you don't even remember telling me first, do you?
No, did I?
You popped in.
It was a pretty bad shot to the head, Greg.
Yes.
It could be anyone.
When you first said it, you said, "I got a concussion in Mexico." I thought you were fucking around. And then your next 3 sentences were borderline unintelligible. And I'm like, fucking hell, AP has seriously got rocked, y'all.
I must have, no, because there was a time when I was in bed for the rest of that day, like 12 hours or so after that. Before I even went to the doctor, man. Like, it was the next morning before I actually went to the doctor.
Whoa, rewind. So you suffered a concussion and then went to
sleep.
And then you went to sleep.
Cool. We were all telling you not to do that, just so we're clear.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
The Guerrero program was very firmly opposed to this movement.
Hey, man, look, at that point, I knew something was wrong because I was super dizzy and I got hit in the head. So I was like, I might have a concussion. But, I mean, Mexican doctor was just like, maybe mild concussion. Because at that point, you 2 or 3 days, you're not better, you go see doctor.
Yeah, okay. So the Mexican doctor was like, "Do you want opiates or not?"
He literally just told me, no, the doctor was in like a pharmacy in this village I was staying in, man. So like, I literally just walked over to the counter and I was like, "Give me some Tylenol 3," and they did. So it was okay.
Now, see, I'm just wondering because I'm
not telling the story in front of Eric.
I'm 35 years old. That means I've probably taken about 35 to 40,000 poops in my life.
Yeah,
that's a lot of poops.
Never once have I ended up with head trauma.
First of all, that actually breaks down to about 3 poops a day. You should probably eat less fiber. Oh, all right, I'm gonna real quick. All right, you ever been deep sea fishing, Eric?
Yes.
Okay, I was on a 40-foot boat, right?
Oh, and they hit a wake.
Well, they hit some swells once we cleared Cozumel Island. The ocean kind of changes because the island shields you from the waves. And when that happened, I was already getting kind of seasick, not having a great time, not feeling really great. So I went to the bathroom, which in a boat that size is like something like a closet you put a water heater in. It's
exactly,
a small little place.
One might call it a water closet.
Yeah, well, apparently the way you flush a nautical toilet after you take a little poopy is there's a button on the side of it. Well, most smart people who've done that before would know just to press it while they're sitting there because the boat is at 0 gravity a lot of times when it clears over some swells. Well, I got up, pulled up my trunks, and bent over to try to flush it while we're going over like these really gnarly swells as big as the boat, man. Like I was not having a good time already. I was realizing deep sea fishing ain't for me. I'm prone to seasickness. But right when this happens and I'm bending over, this countertop, at the same time that my feet come off the ground, because the ship is, I cannot impress on you enough. This would be like if someone put you in a shoebox and just rattled it the fuck around, right? Like it's no joke how big of waves these boats will go over to catch fish, dude. Right, like I'm bending over, my feet come off the ground, so I was already going to take a fall. the countertop that had one of those little snaps to snap it to the wall so it didn't fly around decided to come unsnapped right then. So as my head is going down, this countertop comes up and splits my wig wide fucking open.
Oh, Jesus.
So I go flying backwards. Like, it had to look like a Chris Farley movie because I was just in too small of a place, bouncing around like an earthquake. Then, I'm pretty sure I passed out because I was on the floor and there was a little blood like next to me, and I'm still rolling around
in a boat bathroom. Oh,
yeah, in a Mexican boat bathroom.
I'm currently rewriting the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald to the wreck of Adonis Paul's shitter.
I'm already kind of like, I don't want the boys to even know I'm like seasick. Okay, dude. This is like 15 minutes into the trip, man. About 5 minutes in, I went and sat on the couch in the cabin. I was like, I'll just wait till when we're getting to go fish.
That's the worst move. That's the worst fucking move you could have done,
This is why I didn't want to tell this fucking story in front of him. So I'm sitting on the couch, and it's only about 5 minutes in. I'm like, I'm stuck out here for 5 hours and not having a good time. The Dramamine is not working. I didn't even drink. Can I also put in here that I have not drank? Like, I'm sober.
It's another rookie move.
So yeah, man, like I'm on the floor in this little bathroom in a little ball bouncing around because they're going over waves, which is just doing more damage to whatever's happening to my body right then. I'm dizzy. The light's too bright. So I get out and I take some toilet paper and some paper towels and I stuff them under the brim of my hat. I don't know what's up with my head, but I know that I can plug it up with the tip of my finger, which means it's not that bad, right? So I put my hat on. I still don't want people to know that I fucked myself up this bad, right? Because that's, come on, man. I'm out with the boys. I get back to the couch, man, and I don't know, like 3 hours pass like that, dude. I'm just out. And I'm still, the bleeding is being, under the hat being held in like that. And I wake up and I try to go outside, man, because they're still fishing. And they were just leaving me alone because I was like, I'm gonna have to cop to the seasickness, but I can hide this fucking hole in my head under the hat. So I try to go outside, man, and tough it out, and just be like, fuck it, because they're catching like mahi out there, big green and yellow dolphin fishes. And I'm like, oh man, I want to do that, dude. This is what I came for. I came all the way down here. I open the door, man, and that sunlight hits me directly in my whatever pupil wasn't the right size. Like. And dude, I just hit that couch face down for another fucking hour until they were done.
Damn.
And I marched my ass right back to the condo and went right to sleep. And then the next morning I had to get up and go to the doctor, and he was like, yeah, you kind of fucked yourself. It was not a normal shot. Immediately, like, I knew this is not normal. Like, I had that headache and the lights were too bright. I could hear it, like it was like you got punched in the fucking temple.
Yeah.
So
as soon as you said you were on the boat, I knew exactly why. Because you know how many times I've been drunk down in one of those pissing, and somebody hits a swell, like you fucking slam against the side and piss all over yourself.
It goes full 0 G's in those fucking things, man.
So you got to put your feet against the walls.
Yeah. So I learned that I'm not a man well suited to the sea. And I won't be doing that again. I had a lot of fun at the casino, but I will never.
What about parasailing? You ever gonna go parasailing?
Yeah, because I can stay close to the coast, man. That doesn't fuck me up. I parasailed. I've just never been out on the ocean in a little boat, like a 40-foot,
Yeah, it's not for weak men.
Suck my dick, man. Come to fucking Texas, dude. I'll show you some shit and make you fucking cry in one day.
I can't believe you lost consciousness from that though. Like, unless I have like just an
dude, you had when physics and you don't understand how violent the ocean fucking is, dude. Like things are suddenly 2 feet above where they were in a second. Like you can't even, if you're not already standing up and riding it. That's where the mistake was. When you get your quote sea legs, you just kind of ride whatever's happening. But when you're like, if you're not standing up, you're at zero gravity. If you're not already riding it when that motherfucker goes down the other side of one of those swells, you're going to fly in the fucking air. If you jump at the wrong time, you could end up behind the boat pretty much.
You didn't see the seatbelt on the toilet?
If you're not used to it, sitting down is like the worst move on a boat.
Pooping was not the worst because I could put my hands on the walls and hold my butt to the steel toilet.
But push down.
it was when I got up and bent over to flush the toilet that everything went wrong. I flushed it. it's not like I ended up in shit. Like I remember
That
watching
would
it
be
flush
worse. God.
and being like, this is like a jail toilet. There's no water until you press the button, huh? And then boom. And then it was like a few minutes later and I was bleeding and I was in pure hell because the seasickness is bad enough.
Damn.
But then you like got a fresh head wound on top of that. You're bleeding, you're on blood thinners, so you're bleeding a little too much. You're trying to hide it, you're embarrassed, and you feel the worst like you felt in years and years. And you didn't even have the fucking like to get this hungover feeling. I usually have to be wasted drunk. I didn't have one drink at all. I avoided drinking because I was like, I don't want to throw up on that boat.
Well,
I didn't
if you're
throw
on
up,
blood
though.
thinners, it's probably for the best that you weren't drinking anyways. Booze is already a blood thinner,
Yeah.
so probably for the best that you weren't. I'm glad you're okay, man.
Boots and hoes, I gotta have